Hello, still here. Just doing a quick mic check. How are we this morning? Happy Memorial Day. Good morning, warrior princess. How are you? Or, well, good afternoon. All right, so mic check. Mic check works. Happy Memorial Day.
Excuse me. Sorry, guys.
Just crawled back in from camping yesterday afternoon. House is still loaded with camping stuff.
Yeah, it's okay. I normally take care of that over a couple day period. Get the house back together again.
Netflix kept starting us back over at the beginning of season 5 for Lucifer, so it took us all weekend to get through it all. But we did.
I told you we'd get through it. Oh, if we just took the weekend, we'll get through it.
No spoilers, not going to give nothing away, but don't panic when you get to the end. That was supposed to be the end of the series, but Netflix put in a rush order for a next season. So there is another season of Lucifer coming. Sorry about Supernatural in the background.
Never apologize for Supernatural. I cried like 4 or 5 times through season 5, actually.
You can keep talking.
Oh, sorry.
I thought you wanted to talk about season 5. Just don't give away any spoilers.
Oh, not. It's like, I love how Trixie, though. I mean, you can season 4 and 5. Trixie's growing up. It's like a Shiloh on TV.
That I do have to kind of agree with.
She does. She acts like in season 5. She acts just like Shiloh. So smart, is so full of life and happiness.
Hello, leader of lost souls. Good afternoon. Happy Memorial Day. I'm really happy you were able to find my channel as well. Also, life's been really, really busy here on this end too, so I totally get it.
We've had busy.
Yeah, it'll be a brunch day for us as well. Or actually, I'm imagining skipping brunch and going right to grilling. So
I'll be grilling.
I'll be editing video stuff. I actually got to start working on Cult of Locusts, the next Locust Lake story I read. So that'll be fun to start editing.
We got our Locust Lake beanies, by the way. If you guys are wanting Locust Lake beanies, they are lightweight, like summer beanies. They're awesome to wear. My head is a little small for them. But I have like a kid-size head. They fit really good.
They do.
They're nice. They're breathable.
They're summer beanies. Yeah. They're not thick wool beanies.
That's what I said.
Yeah, they're much thinner.
Yeah, they're nice. They're really nice, and the socks are nice too.
Yep, Pocket's also.
And the sports bras are actually comfortable.
And Pocket's sports bra, her bra, leaving thought from bone. The bra came over the weekend. If you guys are interested in anything that I've got, merch wise or my books, the link's right there. In fact, I'll go ahead. I'll just pin it right to the top. There's 6 books so far that I have published. Put up 3 of them are co-written by me and my co-author Doughboy420. And I've also got a ton of merch available: t-shirts, hoodies. There's a coffee mug, bra, panties, socks, shorts. Cleaving thought from bone. The shorts. There's a lot, and beanies. I could keep going. There's lots of stuff. So if you guys are interested, just feel free, check it out. I will say the beanies and the hoodies are wicked comfortable. So like I'm wearing my beanie right now. But yeah. So we came home, we watched, I put on Absentia last night. Absent. That was a pretty good movie on Shudder. I love that Shudder streaming service. I gotta say, if anybody here like really likes horror and you're on the fence about another streaming service, like I don't know, I'd be willing to give something up to get Shudder because Shudder's like perfect. It's perfect, and everything on it is just awesome.
Some of it's awesome. I'm sorry. I don't like reading movies all the time. The only reason why I have captions on my TV is so I can see what's going on, really. The news is kind of fun to watch, by the way, if you watch it in captions, because it's hilarious. So many typos. Um, but I don't like to just constantly, okay, you have to sit there and read the movie to find out what's going on. Well, if you're busy reading the movie, how the hell can you see what else is going on? I had to watch Pan's Labyrinth 4 times.
It's a good movie.
I mean,
And yes, I remember meeting you on Facebook, Leader of Lost Souls. So yeah, that was a little while back. The Easter Bunny story that I put up, when I redid it for this channel, which is my new channel, that was actually my first video on this new channel. So I think that is a while back. I love that story though, by the way. The reason I hate Easter. But yeah, really, really happy you were able to find my channel and find my new channel. I'm glad to have you. Glad to have you back. Obviously, with the pandemic and everything going on, I know people are really, really busy. But it's it helps put my mind at ease when somebody that hasn't been here for a while just pops in and is like, "Yo,
nice.
hello," because I know that you're okay. I know that sounds really
You're
silly,
okay.
but obviously, it's been a little thought in the back of my mind that I have X amount of subscribers. Views obviously fluctuate. They go up, they go down. And since the pandemic, anything that people start to disappear, obviously, I start to worry a little bit. So it is really, really nice to hear you and hear from you.
Slight interruption, everybody. But I didn't know if he wanted to know this. But Sabian, when he sleeps, he gets up, he leaves change.
Yeah, they probably fell out of my pocket.
I pulled the blanket back. I'm like, oh my God.
I passed out last night.
You gave birth to change.
Yeah, but the Shudder streaming service, I think you guys would really like it. If you like 80s horror,
it's got some 70s horror.
Yeah, I know that, but if you like that 80s horror style, there's a Creep Show television series. I've already watched it. That was fantastic. Wolf Creek television series. We've gotten halfway through it. There's a lot of good stuff on Shudder. I know, and the reason I got it is because every time I'd see a trailer for something like the Mortuary Collection, I'm like, wow, this looks really good. This looks really, really good. When is this coming out? Only available on Shudder. I'm like, you got it. And like after 4 or 5 things of that, I'm like, well, I gotta check out this streaming service, and it is 80s horror making a return. I watched a movie the other night with a triple twist, and it was amazing. Like there was a twist you saw coming, a twist you didn't see coming, and then the twist that you're left with, like the overall feel of the movie when you go and you look back. It's again just a lot of the stuff there, like the Shudder originals, are actually really, really good.
Yeah, but I'm picking up the blankets. I'm not playing. He's stealing the blankets.
I am very happy that you searched for it again, Leader. I really, really am. Like I said, it's nice to hear from you. Also, just to put that out there too. This is just a very casual stream that we do usually every Sunday morning. I was camping this past weekend, so I don't have the best internet signal at camp. So usually those weekends I'll push it forward for a Monday morning thing. But there's no itinerary. There's no story to read. I don't have a list of topics to talk about. It is literally just wake up, coffee talk, good morning, and just hang out and talk with people. So I figured I'd go ahead and explain the the format. Like, wait a minute, this isn't scary stories. What are we talking about today? Well, that's kind of all up in the air. So yeah, Shudder is awesome. Again, that's kind of what I've been reviewing for the past like 2-3 weeks on Blood and Beans. It's Shudder, and it's still awesome. So, and it's like $5.99 a month. It's cheaper than Netflix.
We don't pay for Netflix.
We pay for Disney Plus. We pay for Hulu. We pay for HBO Max. We pay for
and Showtime.
We pay for stuff, but
I can't see. But I can't watch Deadpool now because I can't figure out which subscription to blink out. So I'll take off Showtime just so I can get Deadpool back. It's
I'm good, man.
XM.
How are you, ISB? I'm pretty good.
Hi.
Not too bad for a Memorial Day morning.
If you're hearing crashing,
Still got to do a little bit more running. Do some video editing. Pockets are going to get going on the grill.
Well,
it seems to be a bit cloudy here today, but there's no rain.
the weather report said that sun should be poking through. So, I mean, I'll be wearing,
My house looks like camping threw up.
Well, only in one corner.
And I have to go to work tomorrow. Totally not looking forward to that, and I'm not going to talk about it.
Oh, come on.
Today's my day off.
It's fine. You'll be fine.
I know, but again, this is not something I particularly looking forward to. Ugh.
You sound like a teenage schoolboy.
My job's stressful.
So is school.
I know.
Remember when you were a kid?
I remember when I worked construction. It wasn't quite as stressful, unless I was working up on something high or whatever, because I got a really bad fear of heights, like phobic.
This is all the glass pieces we have. They're all the pieces we have.
The old zombie movies. Are we talking like House by the Cemetery? That's a very old zombie movie, and I love that movie. But yeah, I think if you're looking for really any kind of that kind of content that you're going to be able to stream, like I can't wait to see what Shudder does this October. I know I've got October all planned out in a pretty epic way. I'm already working on it, but I really can't wait to see what Shudder has planned for October, which is another awesome thing because I'll basically have my October done by the end of September. So in October it'll be normal editing, working format. But I'll also be able to sit back, watch movies, and I'll be able to do collabs and stuff with people. So I like this idea. Oh, I was in the chat, ISB. I was under Pockets' name.
Yeah, I had to give him my phone.
My cell phone battery died because my charger crapped out, my charging cord, and I wasn't able to charge my cell phone, which was my hotspot. So I had to jump on Pockets' phone, and it wouldn't let me switch to my account on her phone. So I was in the chat on Saturday as Pockets Lockhart.
Don't worry, he did not wear a dress.
I believe all those movies, the original Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, and Day of the Dead, I believe they are on Shudder.
They are. They're also on Tubi.
Like any movie service that has Freddy and Jason on it, like at the same time, like that's a cool movie service in my book. Yeah, it is nice. Like I said, for $5.99 a month, I don't know if I'd be willing to get rid of Disney Plus.
No way.
And I really like HBO Max because I like having like the new movies when they just come out. A lot of them land on HBO Max, which is really cool. Netflix has Cobra Kai, Lucifer, and some other streaming TV series that I really, really like. The only one I think I'd be willing to get rid of, though, would be Hulu.
Nope.
Because I don't really watch enough of Hulu.
I do.
I know you do, but I don't. I'm not really big into too many TV shows. I like movies, and Hulu's all TV.
It's got a bunch of movies, and it has TV shows. That's why I like it. Because, I get my X-Files. I get my Medical Examiner.
That's awesome. We're watching Supernatural right now as well.
Yep. What episode? Or what season?
Yeah, the last season was really good. I was very happy with the last season of Lucifer, but I'm happy it's not the last season because
season 13.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I know where
you're almost there.
Okay.
I loved the later seasons of Supernatural. Love the first few, like up to season 5. Leviathan's kind of dropped it out. That's like my least favorites, but I love Dick Roman.
Made fun of Leviathan.
I love Dick Roman. I'm sorry. I love Dick Roman. I'm not a big fan of the Leviathan seasons, but Dick Roman was fucking hilarious. Then I think they kind of picked up again a little bit towards season 8. Started getting a lot better. Season 12 was one of my favorite seasons of all. I love season 12. And then those last few seasons I think were just really, really good.
Well, it was all leading up. You know?
See, I'm glad you liked the Leviathans. A lot of people view that as the worst part of the series. I didn't like it because of all the CG they put in it. It just kind of lost me a little bit.
The bibbing, come on.
But I freaking loved Dick Roman. So I definitely can understand your love of the Leviathan seasons, and I'm very happy to hear that you liked that season. So that's cool.
At least somebody did.
Well, put it this way. Out of the seasons of Supernatural, it's probably my least favorite season, my least favorite story arc. But if I had to choose between that and like basically almost like a lot of other stuff, I would still choose that because it's the worst season of the series, I think. But still, the whole series, even that season, is still way above average on mostly everything else. Really big fan of Supernatural. He was a great villain.
He's a big fan of Supernatural. I know all the lines.
And Jabba plays Fetch. He's my kitten.
He.
That's what I said. He's my kitten.
No, you said she.
No, I said he. Jabba plays Fetch. I'll replay it when this is over. I don't want to argue with you about it live, but I said he. And he plays Fetch, which is pretty neat.
His mother plays Fetch.
Yes. A lot of our cats play Fetch, but
I think it's cool.
It's funny. It's funny to watch a cat play Fetch.
Simba did.
I think he's confused.
Simba used to like tinfoil balls, though. She was, she didn't care what it was. As long as it was ball-like and you threw it, she was happy.
So, I mean, I barely even had time to pick through Shudder. Like, I've looked at some things. There's still a lot of really interesting stuff, though, that I want to watch. Or at least check out. So I'll have to keep you updated on my progress. Obviously, Disney Plus is amazing if you like Star Wars or Marvel. I'm a really huge Star Wars buff, so.
Me too.
Bad Batch is really good, by the way. We just watched the new episode of that. One thing I don't like about that series is the shows are too damn short.
Yeah, they are. I'm like, why do they have to make them so short? It's driving me crazy.
Though the first episode of the Bad Batch was like an hour and 15 minutes long, so it was like an animated movie, which was really good. Paid homage to a lot of other Star Wars TV series and movies.
Here you go, baby. Ready?
I love the Bad Batch. I didn't even think I'd like it.
I love it.
But I've actually turned out to like it a whole lot since the first show. Like Clone Wars took me a little bit to get into. Rebels started off slow, but I absolutely love Star Wars Rebels. That is a great show. Only 4 seasons long. But that would have worked great even as like a movie. Like, loved Star Wars Rebels. So Bad Batch has me hooked right from the start. So I got pretty high hopes for this show. On which app? ISB. Shudder or Disney Plus? Honestly, I think either one is worth getting. If you like Star Wars or Marvel, Disney Plus is worth getting. The Mandalorian is freaking fantastic. Don't get me started on the Mandalorian. I love that show. Really happy too that that's also not over. Din Djarin will be coming back with the Mandalorian season 3. But yeah, like the Mandalorian was just freaking awesome. I was watching some guy last year. He made a Mandalorian. He made his Christmas lights blink in sync to the Mandalorian theme song. And I watched that on YouTube last year. I thought that was like the most amazing thing in the world. Like, oh my God, cool. That's so awesome. Shudder, yes. If you like horror, if you like 80s horror, slasher stuff, if you just really like if you're a fan of anything dark, macabre, mysterious, and you're a big fan of old school horror movies, and you want to see like that old school feel come back to newer movies, and see them modernized, I cannot recommend Shudder enough.
Yep.
For $5.99, it is for a month. It is very, 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 very worth it. It'd be basically one of the only things that I would watch. Honestly, I would probably discontinue every other streaming service if I had to, and just download all the stuff that I wanted to watch, but Shudder I would keep. For me, it's like someone made a streaming service for me specifically. So I'm very, very happy. I'm a big fan of 80s horror. I'm a big fan of slashers. That's my favorite subgenre of horror is the slasher movie. And Shudder's just paying out in spades. I watched the first season of Wolf Creek. That was pretty good. It was a little bit slow. It started off really good, got a little bit slow in the middle. Still good. And then the ending of the first season was the whole thing would have worked as a movie. If they really would have condensed that down and got rid of a lot of that slow moving middle, you really could have turned that into an hour and a half to a 2-hour movie. And it would have been absolutely fantastic because the beginning was really good and the end was really good. Again, not going to give away anything. Because I really recommend you guys, if you like Wolf Creek, to check out the series. But the last episode of the first season goes into his backstory. It shows you Mick as a kid. It shows what happened, why he is the way he is. And again, just was a really good show. Plus, big part of the storyline of that show is there is a skinny teenage blonde who escapes from being a victim and comes back to avenge the loss of her family as an Ahab in a big epic battle with the killer to stop evil for all time. Now, short, skinny blonde Ahab, once a victim, returning to avenge her family to stop evil once and for all. I don't know where I've heard that subplot before. Locust Lake. Not but that was just one thing that I was like, oh my god, they took the idea of Shiloh and adapted it to Wolf Creek. So I was really happy to sit down and watch that. Shiloh says, my daughter says it's a discount Walmart version of her, which is just great hearing coming out of an 11-year-old's mouth. But yeah, no, it's a great service. Can't recommend it enough. And if you like horror and slashers, check out Shudder. I think you'd enjoy it. But yeah, so my wife was nice enough to lend me her vape while mine's charging. So if you hear me hissing in the background, now you know why. I'm sorry, and I'm watching my cat go nuts on the floor playing with his toy. He is a very funny kitten. He was born 3 days before Christmas. So he's big enough and he's rambunctious. He's the size of a full-grown small cat, but he's still getting used to his body, and you think he's amazed at all the things that he can do. So he's a little nuts. So if you hear him slamming around and clicking stuff and throwing stuff, I do apologize for the kitten hopping around on the floor. Come here, Jabba. Come on, go get it. Cat plays fetch. I'm hoping that they'll make a new Friday the 13th movie soon. I check in on every once in a while. I haven't checked though in a bit. Let's see. Yeah, as of September 19th, 2020, there was a new one in the works. I think that's the most recent. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any real recent news as of last September. And I'm kind of torn on that anyway. But obviously, if they're going to make a new Friday the 13th movie, I'm very excited. Like, I'll go watch it. Like, I'm going to be a little skeptical. I'm going to hope that it's not part of the old timeline. Just leave it alone now. But I'll go watch it. Obviously, Friday the 13th movies are my favorite. Sorry, I got caught up in Supernatural there for a minute. Told you I really like this show. But yeah, now you guys doing anything anybody doing anything for Memorial Day today? Anybody got any plans? Doing any barbecuing? Maybe going to a parade or a park or anything like that? I know I'm going to be probably hunkering down a little bit today. Obviously, spent my weekend camping, trying to stay warm and trying to stay dry because it was basically rained almost the whole time we were there. Though Saturday afternoon and night were absolutely awesome.
Yeah,
it was
nice.
cold and cloudy, but man, that was fun. Sitting around a campfire, had like 20 family members, 15 family members.
Parents went inside early.
And and stayed up to like 1 a.m. just talking and drinking beers and stuff, and it was great. Hey, Chaos, what's going on, man? Happy Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day. Glad to see you.
Hey, Chaos.
Yeah, I know. It happens. Slip of the tongue. But seriously, you guys doing anything? Like all I'm doing today is gonna probably be either have Pockets will be doing some grilling.
I'll be doing
I might go outside and sit with her, have a drink or something like that. Just hanging out in the driveway and eating grilled food. That's my plans for today. You mean yesterday going for a walk and stuff, eating some burgers and listening to music? I mean, that sounds like a fantastic Sunday. So
that's a good Sunday, especially if it's not
having
raining.
A barbecue. That's perfect.
That's what we're doing.
Chilling, having a barbecue. Those are all perfect ideas, I think, for Memorial Day.
That's what we did every Memorial Day when I was growing up. I had an in-ground pool, second to biggest in-ground pool you could get, with the jacuzzi in the 4-foot section. And my dad would throw a memorial party. He would grill. And people would swim. No glass in the pool area, obviously. But
Pockets
we all had
just
fun.
Put on her jeans and shirt for the day. Just gotta say, wife looks really good today.
I got the new choker too.
Yeah, you look very cute today. I like the shirt on you.
Of course you do. It shows my cleavage.
Come here. Cleavage.
Oh, am I stuck?
There you go.
Yeah, the wings get stuck.
No, say thank you.
What?
You just picked on me for saying I only like the shirt for your cleavage, and I was trying to help fix your sleeve.
You're such a good husband.
So she smacks me.
I tapped you, Dad. It's a nice tap. That is supposed to be nice tap. That was not mean. Now they're gonna think I abuse you.
Yeah, it was nice and cool yesterday too. All weekend long, and that's one of the things I don't mind is it being nice and cool.
I do.
When I'm trying to get warm, it's a bit of a challenge. But once I'm already warm, I'm fine. Like I'd rather have it cold than hot. I can't escape the heat. I can escape the cold.
See me, I'd be happy next to the equator. And I'd still probably be in a hoodie. I remember I was a kid. It was 90 degrees outside. I went swimming. And then I went back in. I changed into a completely black sweatsuit. Brought out a pillow and a blanket. And I laid down in the sun.
Okay. Yeah, my brother Adam used to do stuff like that too. He used to go to the beach, bury himself in the sand.
I never buried myself in the sand.
Heat.
I made
hot.
I made sand turtles.
I'm not a fan of the heat. I get sick in the heat.
That's because your internal thermostat is screwed up. No, seriously, that's what it means.
Okay.
Don't argue with somebody who got a 99 in biology.
I will make a note to never do that.
The only other one is get 100.
How ridiculous of me to argue with someone who got 100 in biology.
And of course, it was my friend who used to bring me my Chinese ribs.
For sure, no argument could withstand such an education. Well, I'm just playing with you.
I was supposed to go in for advanced biology, but they didn't give it to me the next year. I got to, in 10th grade though, I got to skip chemistry. Everybody else had to take chemistry. I got to skip it because they were trying to get
See, I
the.
skipped it because I took
Advanced
advanced physical
biology.
science.
See, physical science came to
I
me
took both
in
courses in
7th
once.
grade. I'm
Easy
sorry.
course.
Physical science was 7th grade, and then earth
Arc
science
looks
was
good.
8th grade.
I like the looks of that game. It looks really interesting.
It's work day.
Yeah. Orlando, huh? Orlando's, I mean, it's got to be muggy, though. You got to have a lot of humidity there because I've been through Florida. I've been to Orlando. And, yeah, it's quite the change from Illinois.
I have family down there.
If I'm not mistaken, Illinois got a lot of corn. Or maybe that's Indiana. I think I've been through Illinois, though. From what I remember, there wasn't like a whole lot to do there. But yeah, northeast weather, northern weather probably is a little bit, a little crazier, more drastic change in the seasons.
Well, Florida, they get so many hurricanes. You best get some shit
Yeah,
that
and
goes
it's
up
been
and fucking down.
nonstop raining here for like 3 days. So
Floating furniture, something that you can like retrieve easily. Just tag it with your name.
Floating furniture?
Well, yeah, they get so many hurricanes and stuff, and the little tiny panhandle area floods so bad. There you go. Reusable furniture.
I've seen people do that and stuff. Though when they live in flood zones, they do get floatable stuff.
Well, we're not furthering the endangering of the planet. Do you know that we can measure the amount of plastic in an iceberg?
No,
yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, that's how bad it is. We only got 10 years to 2030 to switch our asses around and start doing right. There's even a documentary on it. You can see it for yourself.
There's a lot of documentaries on it.
Especially up here, the pine trees with the climate change, I've noticed, have turned around.
Yeah, I imagine Miami's usually hotter a lot more often than Orlando is. But still, like, both of those areas are really, really humid. But I know what that's like. Like, I was in Florida for a while. My brother and I took a road trip around the United States and went through like Phoenix and Texas and stuff like that. And then when I was there in September, the temperature dropped from like 110 degrees down to like 80.
God, I would need a hoodie.
Walking around with, and I get sick in the heat, and I'm walking around 80, 85 degrees with a hoodie and sweatpants on because I'm so freaking cold. Because my body got used to a completely different range of temperatures. So I can appreciate too, like living in Florida. Yeah, it's hot, but might not be as hot to you as it is to me, someone who lives in the Northeast, in New York State. In that respect, when you come here and feel, when it's 20 degrees outside, you're gonna feel the cold a hell of a lot more than I'm going to. It could be a shock, I would imagine. And yes, pollution very much should be, it must be stopped. And
there's no way to stop it. I mean, you go down seaways and you see untreated
big
sewage.
Part of what people don't understand is that a lot of companies and governments are going to preach that you need to recycle more, you need to do more. This is what's happening to our ozone. This is what's happening to our oceans.
But they're right.
And yes, they are right, but what you're not understanding is that the people that pollute more than us, way more. See, the individual consumer, yes, we do pollute.
It's the trucking, I understand.
But it's not just the trucking. We are a drop in the bucket for pollution. It's actually mostly, if you look at the ozone layer, the gas emissions, global warming, gas emissions from trucks outweigh passenger and civilian emissions by so much. Like, you can tell, like, even if we stopped and there were no passenger emissions, it wouldn't do anything.
Actually, during the pandemic, it did.
It's the same.
Air quality got better.
It's the same thing in the oceans. Oceans, yes, are a lot due to people just throwing their trash away and stuff like that. but it's also a lot of other third world countries that are just the companies and garbage companies and businesses and whatever are just taking their country's trash and chucking it in the ocean because they don't really care. And yes, we could do better by recycling, and I agree. But and do better with gas emissions by using electric vehicles and taking bikes and stuff like that. But that's not going to stop it. It's still going to be perpetuated by companies and governments themselves.
Well, companies and governments right now have their tails between their legs, and they're wondering, they're actually trying to make plans on how to fix certain emissions, and they're trying to take the trucking industries. You're seeing now more and more, believe it or not, gas and electric trucking.
Okay, but and this is one thing I don't. But now we're getting into areas that I don't want to get into in a live stream, which is politics. So now once we're talking about pollution, and then we're talking how it's not civilians and it's governments, and then we're talking about government laws and government. Yes, we are. Then we're talking about politics. So moving on, I'm going to go ahead and read some of these comments here. Yeah, I know that there's an island of trash. There's actually, and good morning, Frank. How are you? There's actually a guy who built an island out of plastic bottles and wood and dirt, and he built a hut, and he had chickens, and he grew his own like tomatoes.
Mexico wanted it.
And it was livable, like he was floating off of the coast. But because he used dirt from South America, the South American government wanted to claim his island. But so in theory, if you do everything that this guy did, but get your dirt from the bottom of the ocean or the bottom of a lake, someplace where, governments don't own a body of water, then theoretically you could create your own country that's free of other countries' grasp. So that's something. And it's also a really good trick for pollution. That's an island made out of trash with a purpose. So, good afternoon, Frank. Yes, and I agree. And there are a lot of third world countries like India that really do need a lot of help from the outside. And I agree. And I mean, all this stuff comes from awareness. And I truly think that really what separates us all is and makes these incongruencies with policies and stuff like that is that there are separate countries and there are politics. I think that if we all just became earthlings, all one government, I think that might help. But then you have a world government, and I don't know if that'd be such a good thing either. But again, I don't know. I don't do politics. I'm a horror author and just here for entertainment. So my opinions, I don't even carry them myself very far. Now, if I was going to study something interesting, I would study maybe quantum mechanics and quantum theory, because that stuff is really interesting to me. Science, the theory of the very small, subatomic wormholes, quantum entanglement, all that stuff is just absolutely fascinating to me. What, Chaba? Where is it? The cat brought me his toy again. I don't know where you put it. You have to go find it. I don't know. Oh, it's right here. Go on. Cats. Strange. Cats that play fetch. And yes, good afternoon. I keep forgetting it's afternoon because I woke up like 2 hours ago. And yeah, no, the like quantum theory and quantum mechanics and stuff like it's 1 p.m. for me as well. So we must live in the same time zone, Eastern Seaboard. I'm upstate New York here myself. The theories of the really small and stuff like that are just, if you could put some of that stuff into practical application, it's life changing. And I'm also a really big supporter that virtual reality and augmented reality are actually Web 3.0. Web 2.0 is when they started making more social aspects of the internet. ways that you could connect with other people, upload, download files and attachments. That was Web 2.0, being able to connect with others. So being able to exist within that virtual space with other people, and virtually through virtual or augmented reality be able to surf the web in a very real way, like an actual presence being there. I think that's definitely going into Web 3.0, and I think that's going to go a long way in interconnecting everybody and making a global culture, because there's already maybe not, and I'm not saying global government, forget governments and politics, but global culture I think is a really, really good thing, and that's something that's actually already started to happen on the internet, is there already is a global culture. It doesn't really isn't really restricted by boundaries of space and stuff like that. It doesn't matter how big distances are. There's a lot of people I talk to that one of my good friends, we used to hang out every single Thursday at a virtual bar night. He lives in Germany. So like, and we'd hang out and talk and he wouldn't play much, but he'd watch me and another friend play beer pong and stuff. And like, there's no difference there. There's not like, oh, you're in Germany, I'm in the United States. It's X amount in the morning for you, and it's 8:00 at night for me. That doesn't matter, because you're both existing within the same space. So just stuff like that is just, I don't know, really, really interesting to me. Can't wait to see where technology brings us.
Would you like some eggs, Father?
I'd love eggs. So my child is going to make me some eggs.
How many eggs do you want?
2.
Dose.
Please be careful. Don't burn yourself or the house.
If anything, I'll burn the eggs. I know, that must give me so much faith.
Sorry, I'm going to play with Jabba for a minute. He's kind of rolling around at my feet here. Kittens, what can I say? I have a soft spot. So, and yes, a simulation inside a simulation inside another simulation. I mean, blue pill or red pill, fuck it, take both, see what happens. But yeah, I just see, I see us progressing alongside technology to a point where we basically, basically evolve with it, right alongside it, and evolve because of it, because of new advancements. I hope I live long enough to see a cyber dystopian future like Blade Runner. That'd be awesome. That's a future I'd like to live in. That one sounds dark and bleak, but I don't know. Cyber dystopia is just, it's where it's at. I think I'd be most comfortable there. As long as woods existed someplace, because I still love nature. So, gotta have public parks or something.
Always gotta have the woods. If
Gotta have
there's not
woods.
trees, then we can't run.
Exactly. All right. Well, I mean, we've been in for about 45 minutes. I think I'm going to close the stream out here in a few. I've covered quite a few topics, some that I was happy to cover, some I did not plan on talking about. But, seems like everything's worked out for the best. I don't think I've said anything too wrong. Just want to make sure I don't offend anybody and stuff like that. That's why I like to leave politics out of discussions. I want to thank you guys a ton for stopping in today. Happy Memorial Day. I hope you guys all have a fantastic one. That's awesome. Hello, M2M. Really, really glad that you like the Locust Lake stories. They don't actually, it's not about the Locust Lake State Park. A lot of people, because there is a Locust Lake State Park in Pennsylvania. It's not about that place. It's about a place that's actually not called Locust Lake anymore. And it's in Susquehanna County, Pennsylvania. But it is still in Pennsylvania. It is still a real place. And I wanted to, but the Locust Lake State Park is actually after Doughboy and I figured out that Locust Lake was a state park in Pennsylvania as well. So that's why we kind of adapted that aspect into the stories, into the later ones. So in a way, it's kind of about that place too. So I really am happy either way that you like the Locust Lake stories. And I'm also from Pennsylvania originally. So awesome. Very nice to meet you, M2M. Lucas, have a good evening. I will take care of myself. Please, you do the same. Yeah, man, I'm really, really happy, leader of the Lost Souls, that you were able to stop in, that you happened to see me here doing well. Glad to know that you're doing well. And if you do catch up on some videos, I really, really hope you would enjoy them. There's a lot of good ones that I've put out, since some from my old channel, that I've just, re-narrated and redone, since they're not available on my old channel anymore. And there's a lot of new stuff there, as well. So I absolutely love you guys. Thank you so much for stopping in. I hope you all have a fantastic and very, very safe Memorial Day. Have a great one. Please try and do some relaxing today. You've all earned it. I absolutely know that you have. And I will talk to you all again. Love you all. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Peace, ISB.